Different commute today. Not sure if it is a commute, as we are going to an airport satellite parking lot. Very exciting. Different roads, different tenor of traffic. More than a minute to get to the end of my street. Efficiency suffers at this time of day. Sleep is cut short. My body didn't know we'd be getting up so early, so it kept me up pretty late too. I could tell it took a lot longer to get around. Christmas lights. So the hour between 4 and 5 a.m. I think is a statistically significant time for accidents. I don't think we'll see one today, but we could see the aftermath of one. I don't know why that is. I think it's just peak exhaustion time. You will see TED Talks about 4:20 a.m., things like that. It's just a bad time for humans to be doing things. Even when we had bifurcated sleeping patterns, we were all asleep at 4 a.m. It's just our nature. That's when people used to sleep during the day and then sleep some at night. It was an off and on thing before capitalism needed us to be awake during the daytime so you could see inside your dark little offices before electricity, right? And factories, probably factories more so than anything. Different roundabout, the one we saw the other day. Ooh, that rabbit just about got it. Garbage dump to the right. So I live within 5 minutes of the garbage dump. It's a new statistic I timer here. A little more than 5 minutes. We had a full moon yesterday. I think you can tell it's much more well lit on these roads. You think, why are my headlights just so much brighter? Is it a different car? No. Just a full moon. It helps. I feel much less night vision issues, although we're in a pretty well lit area. So from here we just stay going northbound pretty much on 4 or 5 different roads. Wow, new Whataburger. Everyone's made a big deal about Whataburger coming to town. I just eat it when I fly through the airports in Texas. The lines are much more efficient than here. Here it takes about 2 hours to get a disappointing burger. But that's the novelty effect. So I have a guy riding me really hard and a guy entering the road behind me. I'm gonna get over, and man, that guy gave me about as much space as a girlfriend who hadn't seen you in a week. Look at that thing. I think it's missing paint splotches all over it, maybe from a fire. Very bizarre. Gotta give it some props for a nice bright turn signal. It's a good turn signal. I find a lot of turn signals now are too small and too dim. You often can't even identify them. From the front especially, more so. Some of the requirements test from the rear. This guy's obviously pretty tired. Then again, I'm swerving too, so. Is Overland Park. Kansas. Drove in from a previously unincorporated town that at times will use an Overland Park address. Suppose it has been annexed. That area has. Some of the area has not. So you can use either city's name, write your address, but depending upon the computer, the record keeping business or whatever, your address could be wrong. The zip code's the same, but the city can be different. So this road is 75 and then 70 and then 65, and I'm going between 65 and 70. Past quite a bit. There's no reason to speed going to the airport. If you're late, it's not going to help you. The universe doesn't work that way. Driving faster is only a psychological thing you do for yourself. Sort of. It does not really help you. Substantial way. It does not make the difference between making your flight or not making your flight. Being passed by a tanker is a little bit of a wake-up call, but this is sort of the outlaw hour when people think that, well, there's no traffic, let's all be fools. But you know who's out in the dark is old Smokey, looking for someone like that to ding him. Speeding ticket. Well, I don't have a lot of choice. Go around, start to go around this tanker. Not a great spot either way. I know he could go faster because he passed me, but he's made the decision to slow down a little bit. He's better back out. You can see he's putting on his brakes. It's just not doing anything. It's stopping him from being a runaway truck. You see this in mountains, right? You've got the runaway truck ramps. He is riding his brakes just to not hit the guy in front of him. It's not particularly defensive driving, it's just the reality of being loaded sometimes. I had not touched my brakes at all, and he was in front of me, and he continued to increase his distance. See that if you need brakes for that function, you can see how those brakes might want to burn up and on a mountain, and you're headed up the runaway truck ramp, which are a lot more interesting dash cam videos than this. Worth a Google search or YouTube search. Heading to work, I could hop on 435 there. It's easy to automatically drive that direction when you aren't used to doing something different. We'll keep it on track today. Late last month, we hit 251,000 miles. It's been, maybe it was middle last month. I suppose it was. Less than a month later, we are over 251,000. Got a stranded truck, individual on the passenger side. Not a good place to go and look for your phone, but it's better than bending over while you're driving. Or you can put it in a dash mount like I've got, where that thing's not going anywhere unless you've got a bigger problem like a big old crash. So 95th Street. It's going to be a long road. Will it be longer than my commute? Ironically, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It might actually be quite a bit shorter. Here we have another left-hand exit that I'll need to be on. That sure does upset those left lane speed demons when you get over on them. faster than this new speed limit of 60 in this area. Still being passed. 60 is a great speed, honestly, for fuel economy, for people getting off and on the highway. It's a good, safe speed. People wanted to follow it. I just passed a cop on the service road. Not a good sign, but you can't get me anyways. If it were safe to go 60 through here, I'd love to. But it is quite a bit different thing from 70. On down to 55 later, but we won't be on that car lots that I don't know why they're all here. There's probably a good 20 car lots in this area right here. Some of them you can't even see from the road. You just go back there and you go there, get your windshields done, replaced, all sorts of car lot associated vendors. They work that out. Left exit. And tried to stay one lane over in order to not upset the left lane demons, and now I'm running out of time and space in which to get over. It's an exit only lane, and some of them aren't even exiting and don't even know they're the exit. They don't pay attention. very busy right now. Probably a lot of other airport traffic. Food at our airport is disappointing. Although they've done that on purpose to get a new airport in. Nobody wants to sign a lease for the last year of your airport. They'd rather just call it. One of the difficult things about our other airport was it was difficult to move from terminal to terminal. You know, the new airports today, you can go and eat in any restaurant in any part of the terminal. The Delta side, the Southwest side, wherever you might want to go, as long as it's domestic, probably you can interact with those areas if you've got 10 minutes to burn walking or moving somehow. Our airport, you would have to take a shuttle bus, which I don't think anybody's going to take a shuttle bus to use a Burger King, you know, and you have to wait on it and outside and all that, and everything's just closed. Nobody's operating their stuff. I don't know if it's a post-COVID thing or whatever it is, but the airport is kind of a sad place. They've made it so you will not be missing it, that's for sure. I'm actually going to fly out of the old airport and back in to the new airport later this month. Closest thing to excitement I get in my world. I'm using off-site parking since the parking's been such a mess, so it really won't affect me the way it used to, where you'd have to transfer buses a couple of times to get back to your car. I'm really getting past a lot, but I'm going over 65, I'm on my track. It doesn't make sense for me to do much different. One of the responsibilities of a heavy car is that while the weight can save your life, it can also easily take others. And it's a responsibility that I think more passenger truck drivers need to consider. There's been public officials who have made statements worried about electric cars. Because electric cars are by definition a lot heavier than some of their newer counterparts because of these batteries. And the concern is that as these heavier cars are manufactured and become more popular, that they could kill more people. People who don't have that extra weight will suffer. It creates sort of a race to the top. And the people who lose are the poorest people, frankly. The people in that blue car with the missing paint that flew by me earlier. When I drove a small car, I was shocked how often buses and semis would merge over on me and not even see me. And I would have to get out of the way. This is interesting. Everybody's slowing down now, at least Mr. Glow Up wants me to see his license plate or something, but I'm not driving the way I want. Creating a vehicle interaction, so it's not that I'm not doing the same. Attempting to pass him, but it's also not so it'll be a good 40 minutes to the airport. Very doable. My flight board's in 1 hour from now. Could use some illumination, blinded by the oncoming traffic. Street lamps. artificial gore. It'd often be a grassy area if it were a proper gore, but it's designed to keep cars off of it. I've had interesting claims that come from when someone drives onto that space, plays with their phone, then goes to get back on the highway. Motorcycle coming up behind me. It's a cold day for a ride, 41 degrees for the wind. That is strange. Have good lights for being a motorcycle in the dark. Okay. 8 miles to the airport. We'll be stopping off before you get to the airport. Motorcycle protocol is to pretty much constantly keep an eye on them, so you don't hit them. They're often risky drivers. Sometimes they just sort of go out looking for trouble. I pretty much can't relax around a motorcycle. Nobody should. Now it seems to have disappeared. On an exit there, probably freezing us, took us in. Seeing no more blue halogen lights, so I'm going to say that the motorcycle exited while behind another car. Or he turned his lights off to be cute, and he's going to show himself again. Never know with people. Going to this place by pure memory, which I normally never do. I've been there twice now. This new parking, maybe 3 times. Will I find it again? that is to see when there's no lighting on. Imagine if that was stopped in the right-hand lane of the road. The only thing that would give it away are all the other cars getting over with their lights on. Woke up on my own before my obnoxious alarm. I'd like to think I wouldn't have slept anyways, you know? People with flatulence that grounded their aircraft. Well, you see a headline today. Might be me. Hoping it all gets out now, but golly, it is some foul stuff. Good Lord. Well, so far, this is matching where I think I need to go. There's my parking shuttle, which tells me they might be waiting or they might have another one. This is looking a little bit more similar to my commute in terms of length. 42 minutes. That hotel right there looks like a pretty good spot to catch a ride to the airport for free. There is another shuttle. I'm probably not going to be on it. A little more busy than I'm used to. Oh no, indeed. 3 cars backed up. I've never seen that either. Budget parking, baby. You get what you get. Hopefully they don't smell this horrible. Try to air it out. Yes, please. Good morning. It is 23696.
James, turn your hazard lights for me, okay?
Alrighty.
Put this first one up in the window.
Got it.
This one's the driver. You're gonna make that first right here where the grass is. Just take it straight down till you get to the end of that row. The next parking is between 25 and 26 at the end of that row, okay?
All right. Thank you.
And keep the hazard lights on so they can find you.
Okay. Well, this is not good advice, is it? Go down here so you can be blocked by the shuttle that won't be picking you up. And all the people putting their bags on. It's very tempting to get upset. I'm not going to get upset. I'm early. It's not a very pressing meeting. Yes, this was poorly planned. Get what you get. 25-26, I was told. I'm not seeing. The numbers are getting bigger. So, I'm not sure. Well, that car will be able to stop there. I'm not going to fit in these spaces well. Now I get to wait behind this bus while all these other people board, and I won't be able to find a space. Again, I will keep it cool. I will keep it cool. These people are so slow. Not well planned. Well, at least he's getting on. That'll be a little less congestion on my bus whenever I find one. This was just really not good customer service, was it? I feel like there's a guy flashing me somehow, and I am not doing anything wrong here. I can't go around, clearly. Or should I? Oh my Lord. He didn't get his spot number. You have to get your spot number. Give it to the driver. Guys, this is amateur. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get. This is longer than my commute. It's officially longer than my commute. Could have been to the terminal by now. All right. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cool. Any of these. I could have fit in that one. I can't fit in that one. This will be narrow. Float. Cool Clark W. Griswold. Hallelujah. Holy shit. 251045. We're out.